Hey guys, what's up? You found us.
Yeah, we're here.
We're here. My name is Jillian.
Josh.
And we're with Far Out Tiny Homes. You have both of us today, which is kind of awesome.
We're out here in the studio office and staying warm, getting some information out there for everybody.
Today we are going to be discussing the top 3 most commonly asked questions from folks new to the tiny home world. Let's get started. The first question is just in response to lingo. THOW. What does THOW mean? It's an acronym, THOW. So the acronym THOW stands for Tiny Home on Wheels. And a tiny home is any space that does not exceed 400 square feet. Number 2 is roadworthy measurements. I am commonly asked, is the 13.5 feet total height measured from the base of the trailer to the top of the roof or the road to the top of the roof?
Definitely the road to the top of the roof. If you're going 13.5 feet from the deck, you're going to have a trailer that is hitting every bridge as you're driving. Or the first bridge, definitely, and then from there you'll probably be free and clear. So we're talking, 13.5 feet from the base of the wheel. Most tiny home trailers, if you're having them built specifically for this purpose, the deck sits between 24 and 32 inches. So you have a pretty good amount of leeway on the top portion to have that 10.5. And then on your width, you're sitting at right at 102 inches is 8.5 feet. So that's your maximum distance that you are able to tow without permits, without some kind of wide load, and you do need to account for the siding in there as well. So, that final measurement should be under 8.5 feet.
Yeah, that's important because you don't want to get pulled over and be a couple inches off on either side. I mean, more than likely, we can't speak for how you're going to react to the situation or how the capper is going to react to the situation, but you would hopefully not get a ticket. But that doesn't matter. You want to make sure you have a builder that understands that you need to be restricted to be roadworthy and not have to obtain any special permit.
Yes, most certainly abide by those dimensions. That's what they're there for. Most of the time you get pulled over is because you're doing something wrong, not because somebody wants to see the inside of your unit.
Well, that could happen though.
That has happened.
So, and then you always want to consider the length. So a tiny home on wheels, you can go a max length of 40 feet. We really recommend to our clientele 30 feet and less for the max length in a tiny home. Over 30 feet, you're going to start to really need a different skill set when it comes to towing. So that's something to keep in mind as you're designing your tiny home.
Yeah, and we're talking, again, in the design, we're talking volumetric square footage here. We're using every inch of this house. So a lot can be done in 30 feet with 2 levels and separating them, especially with goosenecks where you have that space up on the trailer hitch itself. So you have that added bedroom, cubby, what have you.
If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. So that brings us right into question number 3, which is gooseneck or bumper pull.
Yeah, so the bumper pull is your standard ball and hitch on the rear of the vehicle that's towing, with your axle. Most of the weight is there on the ball and that portion of the vehicle. The gooseneck version is putting more of the weight forward and on top of the axle. It is much more secure when towing, and your turning radius is greater. We still, with most of our clients without a lot of towing experience, the bumper pull ends up working out for them, and that's kind of what it is, because the gooseneck itself is a totally different truck, and you can rent these trucks, but not everybody has a dually diesel with a gooseneck hitch. It's just not something that's there. They are making them more standard in the 3/4 tons, but it's still, again, it's more of a specialty thing.
Absolutely. And then your price just goes up overall if you're having to afford a big truck. And that is if you're really going to be using your tiny home on wheels from the mobile standpoint and towing it all over the place. Well guys, that about wraps it up for us today. We hope you found these quick tips really helpful. If you'd like to start a conversation, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let us know some other questions that you have. If you're new to the world of tiny homes, welcome. I'm so glad you found us. If you're returning, you are amazing for coming back. We love you all so very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Keep it groovy.